On May 7th, yesterday, two press conferences were held by both sides. First by Saeron and Kim Saeron family's legal teams. They had more serious allegations of SA of a minor and attempt to against Kim Soo-Hyun and his side. On the opposite side, YouTuber Lee Jin-ho also held his press con where he shared his claims against Saeron and Saeron's family, basically defending Kim Soo-Hyun. Alongside this gold medalist also released their statements. So there is a lot, let's get into it. First, Kim Saeron's side released a shocking audio recordings. Allegedly, these recordings were recorded with consent of Saeron before her passing on January 5th this year. In it, Kim Saeron is talking to an acquaintance about her relationship with Kim Soo-Hyun, which began when she was just 14 years old, in her second year of middle school. Due to YouTube guidelines, I can't share the full conversation, it's explicit, but here's a summary. Saeron confirmed she was in a relationship with Kim Soo-Hyun during 8th grade. When asked if she was an adult at the time of their first intimate encounter, she clarified she was still in middle school. Her acquaintance questioned if she was taken advantage of, and Saeron agreed that the situation felt wrong. She reportedly said, "I dated Kim Soo-Hyun. Some might say, are you crazy? And not believe. But I dated him from middle school and broke up with him in college. I dated him when I was a minor. But you have to keep this a secret because Kim Soo-Hyun and the people from gold medalist are really scary people who would do anything." She also said, "Few people knew we dated when I was in middle school, but they all reacted the same way. They thought I was the one at fault and asked why I didn't hold him accountable." This recoding has sparked widespread outrage online, with netizens expressing disgust and heartbreak. Disturbingly, in this recording, Saeron alleged that Kim Soo-Hyun showed her inappropriate photos of himself with another person. She also mentioned he saved the contact of an idol he was allegedly involved with under the name Seaweed, claiming it was due to her scent. Saeron stated, "If things had been different, I would have exposed everything by now." Kim Saeron continued to share in the audio file. "When I think about it, it makes no sense. But I feel like I've been used since middle school. I was his girlfriend. He knows what I did for him since I was in middle school. But after the DUI accident, he made me out to be a crazy person for money. What's crazy is he showed me photos taken while he had it." When his friend asked her about her first intimate encounter, she said it was during winter break, when she wasn't in the second grade of middle school. Not only that, in the recording, Saeron claimed to have been harassed by Lee Jin-ho and a reporter, Kang, and she suggested that Lee Jin-ho had been involved in bullying. This claim isn't new. This was the very first statement after Saeron passing on February 16th. Her father said in statement at her funeral that Lee Jin-ho's cyberbullying was one of the reasons that pushed her to the edge. In response, Saeron's family has filed a criminal complaint against Kim Soo-Hyun for SA of a minor. This is important because it's the first official filing of this charge against Kim Soo-Hyun. Under South Korean law, this kind of situation is considered a serious crime, especially since it involves a minor. According to Saeron's family, this wasn't just some mistake. They believe Kim Soo-Hyun took advantage of her when she was underage. Now at first, the family wasn't even demanding anything big. All they asked for was a simple apology. But in cases like this, apologizing can be seen as admitting to a crime. So Kim Soo-Hyun didn't apologize. What made things worse was how he handled it publicly. During his press conference, he didn't even say Saeron's name. He just referred to her as the deceased, which came off as super cold and disrespectful to a lot of people. That one moment really turned a lot of the public against him. Kim Soo-Hyun also had sued the family for defamation, claiming their accusations were false and damaging his reputation. The family has now countered with this new case, asserting that he's attempting to silence them. The family also requested protection for Saeron's aunt, who is a key whistleblower, and YouTuber Kim Se-wai, CEO of Garo Research Institute. They shared evidences of stalking and threats against those involved. Alarmingly, one informant who provided the recordings was reportedly brutally hurt. A month before the unfortunate incident of Kim Saeron taking her own life, an informant in New Jersey had an audio recording with criminal facts about an hour and 30 minutes long exposing the people who tormented her, including Kim Soo-Hyun, YouTubers, and reporters. The recording was made with the consent of the late Kim Saeron and the informant. It contained shocking and explicit content. The informant who has the recording was by two assailants from Korea and China on May 1st. The case is being investigated by the FBI and not the New Jersey State Police. The informant will be assessed as disabled, as a large portion of the nerves on their hand were damaged. They further said they held this press conference on request from the informant family as they want this info to be disclosed. The crime occurred on April 30th. The Korean and Chinese assailants entered New York 5 days before the crime. It was a planned crime and case. To this press conference, Kim's Soohyun agency and legal representatives immediately responded with their side. First, they said all the recordings are fake and AI generated. They claim someone tried to scam them by offering a voice file that supposedly showed Kim Saeron speaking positively about Kim Soohyun, but then demanded money. The agency refused and now believes that the person worked with Garo Sero to release fake, AI-generated audio. They're currently having the recordings tested to prove they were manipulated. Gold medalist also denied Garo Sero's claims that their lawyer physically hurt the informant. They say the proof photo Garo Sero showed was actually taken from the internet and has nothing to do with the case. The agency called the press conference a serious defamation attempt involving false evidence, stalking, and even AI-generated content meant to damage Kim Soo-Hyun's image. On the same day, May 7th, YouTubers Lee Jin-ho and Yoon-Hyun Jung held their own press conference, taking a firm stance in support of Kim Soo-Hyun. Yoon-Hyun Jung clearly stated, "I don't have the confidence to lose," and called all of Garo Sero's claims completely fabricated. Lee Jin-ho went further, revealing details about the person who gave the controversial recordings to Garo Sero. By the way, Lee Jin-ho is banned by court to talk about or make videos about Kim Saeron, but he doesn't really care about the court order, since he has been making videos and doing press conferences. According to him, the so-called informant is a known scammer involved in voice phishing and has used multiple fake names, including Kevin O and Carl, to commit fraud. Lee Jin-ho said the scammer reached out to both him and Kim Soo-Hyun's side, asking for a large sum of money. They believe Garo Sero was tricked and fell into the scammer's trap. There were 3 versions of the recording, each with a different variation of Kim Saeron's voice. Lee Jin-ho continued. The first version seemed to involve an unidentified person recording the message. The second and third versions, however, used advanced AI technology, making the voice sound almost identical to Kim Saeron's real voice. They also debunked the supposed evidence photos shared by Garo Sero, saying the images were old pictures easily found on Etsy and stock images. On top of that, they say they have Kakao Talk messages showing financial demands and suspicious transactions. Well, this situation is far from clear, and it just got even more serious and messy. There are a few important questions that need to be asked. Both sides have made their statements, but who is right, and whose recordings are fake? And more importantly, who gets to decide that? Gold medalist already did a forensic investigation, but it got heavily criticized online, with many people questioning how credible it really was. If there's an informant who claims they were seriously injured, shouldn't there be a medical report or something more solid than just a photo? The pictures being used literally look like they were pulled from the internet, and since they also claimed that the FBI is involved, it would make sense to back that up with real proof. Hopefully they will eventually. Well, while editing this video, Garo Sero shared more proofs of their informant who got hurt. Yesterday, gold medalist said, Garo Sero's false claims are unacceptable and difficult to accept even with common sense. The photos revealed as evidence can be found through an internet search. Garo Sero and the informant are claiming that a photo they found online is in photo. To this, Garo Sero replied today that, the informant told me not to use a voice actor anymore. From now on, all videos will be made with the informant's actual voice. The informant was upset that people kept calling them a fraud and that the photos were from Google. The informant came to me from the hospital to tell me they would release a video they took on their phone at 4 a.m. So in the released video, the informant gave details about their wounds. I can't use my left hand. When I try to take a photo of my right shoulder, my hand shakes a bit. Please understand, I tried to take a picture and send it to you, but I was afraid I would talk nonsense. The fingers on my left hand are wrapped due to a nerve problem, so I can't take them off myself. I need to show you where I had surgery, but I can't take it off because it could get infected. What can I do if you say something even after I show you this? Apparently, informant's wife sent this video to Garo Sero. Well, we have to wait to see what gold medalist and Lee Jin-ho has to say next about it. Lastly, why hasn't a third-party team stepped in to investigate this whole thing? Maybe it's because until now the family hadn't filed criminal charges, but now that they have, hopefully things move forward through the proper legal channels. Also, Chinese fans sent support trucks for Kim Soo-Hyun near the press conference venue of Saeron side. Statements like, "We will be together with actor Kim Soo-Hyun. Let's be together for a long time as fan and actor. We support knockoff. Reveal the truth and prove Kim Soo-Hyun's innocence. The efforts of the past 18 years will not be in vain. We will wait for you." Consistent facts versus manipulated evidence. Who is telling the truth? Kim Soo-Hyun. Proper investigation, taking legal action revealed clear facts. Garo Sero denied forensics, presented false evidence, Media play using threats, stalking. Don't get caught up in lies and the media play and look at the truth. Hyun 6. We will support your firm stance. To this, internet reacted very harshly, saying there is no way for Kim Soo-Hyun to recover. Comments like, only the Chinese part-timer commenters and the clueless middle-aged women are having a meltdown. Soohyun, how low are you planning to go? You can't come back anymore. Well, that's it for this video. If there will be any further development, I'll update you guys, so do subscribe to